Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh Bahashimni Hawashai Bahashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to all the Akimath and the Four Corners teaching in truth and sincerity. This is Dr. Okwal Moth of the GMS Dallas Camp, coming at you with a quick lesson or a quick hit. Abaratazad is edifying unto the hopeful elect. All right, so without further ado, fair use to this video that's about to be played, speaking on Trump and his antics. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna get right into it. So, fair use.
Well, I think we're doing very well. I think are starting to give us the things that they have to give us, and if they do, that's great. And if they won't, then the man on my left is going to finish them off.
Is there a time frame in your mind?
What?
Is there a time frame in your mind for?
I mean, it happens quickly. The problem is every time I mention a time frame, for instance, I see, we've been doing this for a few months. Vietnam lasted 19 years.
See, and that's funny right there because it took me a while to find this full video. All right, and now it's going through like buffering stages. They took it off of the area where I searched it up first. All right, so I had to go to Instagram to grab it, and now it's buffering. It wasn't like this at first, but I'll just jump straight into the scriptures, okay? And another thing, he finally came out and said that this thing going on in Iran is an actual war. If you catch that, okay? Because I've been waiting for them to call this a war, from the beginning, because that's what it is. All right, so call it Bashmi al Shai, and everything that he just said, is scripture and it's coming to pass. All right, so I was going to pull, Proverbs chapter 20. Salakia. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. It says, man's goings are of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. How can a man, it says, man's goings are of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. How can a man then understand his own way? All right, because in life, a man, can't, have rule over his own body. Your bowel movements come. They don't. You can't tell them to stop. Wait. Now you can postpone it, but it's still going to come regardless. So, a man's mind, is being controlled by Yahweh Shemi al Shai. All right, and with that, I'm gonna go to 21. Because Trump is a king, and that's the spirit. Because he can't hold in shit like a baby's diaper. So his his people around him would say, all right. But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to go back into the scriptures. All right, it says Proverbs 1 or Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shemi al Shai, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he wills. All right, so Yahweh Shemi al Shai is controlling all the minds of men, but he's controlling the minds of the kings to enact his will, above anything, and what's that scripture that says, loosely paraphrasing, how you can't force the course of a river, all right, but Yahweh Shemi Shai is making the river go where he pleases, okay, so in this day, Trump was put in position to say the things that he said. All right, he said that if Iran doesn't get with the program, he's going to have the man to his left, come in, and that's Pete Hegseth, which is the Secretary of War, which was the Secretary of Defense. All right, but like as on the back of a dollar bill, the eagle is not facing the olive branch or facing the palms anymore. They turned it to where it's facing the arrows. So he is the Secretary of War, okay? And that nigga ain't shit. That nigga, that nigga ain't shit. All right. I say that to say because whenever he was standing in front of all those generals, a while back, trying to give a pep talk, like a pep rally, to men who have actually been in war, all right, who actually had to go in the battlefield on the front lines, all right, to fight for their country, all right, he was talking down on them. But I'll continue on. I'm going to go to Job, chapter 33, verse 15. Going into how Yahweh Shemi Shai turns the minds of men wheresoever he willeth. All right. This is Job chapter 33, verse 15. It says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumber upon the bed, it says, then he openeth the ears of man and sealeth their instruction. So Yahweh Shemi Shai is orchestrating how this whole thing is going to go down. He wants them to enter into World War III. He wants them to fire off missiles, the thermonuclear kind, towards Iran. Because whenever one missile is shot, what's that? As you're pointing at somebody, you got 3 more fingers pointing back at you. Well, it's going to be the same thing with those missiles. You shoot one, then everybody's going to fire, but everybody's going to be aiming at you. All right? I'll read that again. It says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, in slumbering upon their bed, then he openeth the ears of man and sealeth their instruction. It says, but Salakia, because Yahweh Shemi Shai, he's turned their minds to what he deems to be adequate at that time. And right now we're in that time where Esau Edom is in that trick bag ultimately. All right, and he's setting up his own destruction. All right, so with that, kings of the past realized how wicked this world is. All right, and they desired the things of the past, which was truth. And right now, truth is not in high regard. All right, I'll pull because I'll go to King Darius in Second Esdras, First Esdras, Salakia, First Esdras chapter 4, I think it's 36. Con. Also at 35, it says, it's not great that, is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and strong then, Slakia, great is the truth and stronger than all things. So the truth, is the thing that's going to be held in high regard. All right, and it should be held in high regard in this kingdom, but we have a wicked king over us. All right, I'll continue on. Verse 26. It says, "All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heavens bless it." It says, "All works shake and tremble at it." All right, and all this is no unrighteous thing. So, King Darius, got that aha moment and understood that Yahweh Shemi Shai, is the one that's orchestrating the battle. All right, is the one that's setting up all these things. Trump doesn't understand that. He doesn't get it, but it's not for him to get it. It's just for him to go lock, stock, and barrel to his own destruction. Okay, I'll continue on. Verse 37. All right, and this is King Darius speaking. He realized, like, oh shit, everything's wicked in this place. Who else saw that? King Solomon. All right, everything was vanity and vexation of spirit. But I'll read 37. It says, "Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them, and their unrighteousness also they shall perish." All right, so King Darius came to that proper understanding that, hey, all this shit's about to be done away with. All right, and Trump doesn't see that all this shit's about to be done away with. Everything's about to go because everything is wicked. Everything goes against the truth. All right, I'll go to 38. It says, "As for truth, it endureth." All right, it says, "and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forever." So, what's that? I'll pull it. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 27. How the truth, which is so long without fruit, shall be declared. All right, because it conquereth. It's gonna rule evermore. With the Yahweh Shemi Shai, with the Yahweh Shemi Shai, King David, the 12 and the 1/3. Well, the 12, the 144,000, and the 1/3. All right, truth is going to, wisdom is going to reign forever. All right, because wisdom was actually raised up with Yahweh Shai back before the world began. All right, I'll read 29. It says, "With her," and that her is talking about wisdom. "With her there is no Salakia. It says, "With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like of her works." All right, so So with that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which brings forth truth, all right, that truth is going to remain and be established. Okay. Now I'll pull that Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 27, just to solidify the point. Then I'll bow out. What the hell was that? It says, for evil shall be put out. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. All right. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. Okay, so Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is about to declare, the truth of the matter that conquereth all things. All right, wisdom, knowledge, understanding is going to conquer all things. It's going to be in the elect, down here on the earth, and in the elect's mind to conquer this hell to come. All right, so there's another precept, but with that, I'm gonna close it out right there. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kakwadash, the water for listening. Shalom and shalom.